Hi, I'm Navia, and this is my third video, I think. Yeah. Today we're going to be learning about, we're going to make an app. So, I'm going to teach you how to make an app. So, the app we're going to be making is going to be a app that can calculate the perimeter and the area of a square. I have already started like just one thing right here. So like what we need to do, what the thing that we're going to be doing is going to be looking a little bit like this. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, like this. Enter the only length of the side of the square, and remember to only enter numbers in here. So I made this. I'm going to enter 5 because 5 is a length of a side. So I need to calculate it, and I got the area of a square is 25 and the perimeter is 20. So that is what we are going to be doing, and I'll show you step by step on how to do it. So we are here. So the first thing we need to go to design because we need to design everything. So the first thing we need to add is a button. Now, don't mind right here what I put because we're going to need that a little bit later. So a button is like if we click it, it needs to calculate the number that we put in. So maybe button 1 because that's our first button. And then we need to add something inside, like click me or something. But to be relative to what we're doing, I'm going to add calculate. So, sorry. Okay, so I added calculate, and that is going to be my button. But I want to make it a little bit more pretty. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the text color and the background color. So the text color, I want to change it into probably a light tealish color because teal is really pretty. And then I can add, for the background color, I can maybe add purple. Yeah, so now you can see both. And now what we want to do, we need to add a text input. As you saw before, the text input is where I place my number. So that's what we're going to be doing. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add a placeholder. So maybe length. That is going to tell people that that's where they need to place the length. So I'm going to change the text color a little bit. So if somebody writes something, maybe the color should change into a reddish, pinkish color. So let's see. So if I'm going to add 5. See, there's a 5 right there. But I want to make it a little bit bigger. So I need to go to font size and I need to change it to maybe 15 or maybe 20. Stick with 15. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is we need to add a label. So the ABC label, I added one right here. It looks sort of like this, text. And this, we're going to need like around 5 of those. I already added 1, so we need to add 5 more. So a text label is practically like the instructions. So as you can see, I added here 1, and this is what I placed inside. Enter the length of the side of the square, and only enter numbers here because they need to know that they can't place any words or else it's not going to work. So the next thing we need to add 4 more ABC labels. So let's draw 4 ABC labels. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now they shouldn't be too close together because then there wouldn't be any space and that wouldn't look that good. So for the text label 1, we need to make an ID. An ID is something that you can remember, as I told you before. So instead of label, I'm going to maybe add area label so that I can remember. So area label. So that's going to help me remember that this area label is going to be right here. Okay? And then instead of text, I need to add area. So area. But we need to make it a little bit bigger because it doesn't look that good if it's really small. So let's add the font size to around 20. That looks good. And to make it a little bit prettier, let's change the text color a bit. Around greenish. I haven't used green yet. I've never actually used green. That looks actually pretty good. I'm gonna actually move it a little bit right there. So the next thing we need to do is we need to add a perimeter for this one. So let's go here all the way to the top. And instead of label 8, we can add perimeter label. So that's going to help me remember that that is a perimeter label. So then the next thing we need to add, instead of text, we need to add perimeter. So perimeter is written, but I want to make it a little bigger. So the same thing I'm going to do as the area, I'm going to add 20. And now it's big. Right there. So now I want to change up the text color a little bit. So I'm going to add orange. None. Okay, so orange and green. Okay, the next thing for this one, we don't really need to add anything, but for the ID to make it remember, maybe answer label. Okay, I'm going to add answer label. And instead of text, I'm not going to add anything, really. So, actually, I'm going to add the text color to maybe just a regular bluish color. So, right around there. And then the next thing I need to do is I need to change the font size a little bit. So maybe 15 would do. So I need to do the same thing with the other text. But actually, I forgot one thing. We need to change it. We need to make it a little bit longer. So let's see, 50 or 60. Yeah, 60 would do. And 80, no. I think we should switch that up. 80 and 50 or 40. Yeah, 40 would do. So 80 and 40. Let's do that. The same thing for this one. So we did that. Now we need to make the text color a little bit more colorful because I like colorful. That looks pretty good. That's a good color. Now what we need to do, we need to change the font size to 15. Now, or maybe 20. Yeah, same thing as the other one. Let's change this. Oops, wrong one. So let's change the answer to 20. Okay, so they wrote 20, and that's really good. So now we just need to erase text up here. Okay, so we erased text, and that is all set. So this is all set. Now we need to go on and do the code. So what we're going to do, we're going to go to code right here. And now what we need to do, it's sort of like instructions. So we're going to send instructions to the computer on how to calculate it. So as you can see, I'm on events. So on event is sort of like on start. So like on the first thing. So I'm going to put on event when the button 1 is clicked. We don't really need to do with any click or function. The next thing we need to do is we need to put set text right underneath there. For the ID, I would add a text input 2. The next thing we need to do, we need to go to math because we need to multiply 5 times 5. So if we want to multiply 5 times 5 to find the area, 5 times 5 is 25. So we need to get the multiply and we need to add it right here on text. Then we go back to UI controls and we need to get number. So as in the number, get number. So the number that they get from the whoever entered the number, that is the get number. So we need to add 2 get numbers and we need to add the same ID. So we need to add text input 2 and same thing for this one, text input 2. Sorry, it's a little bit hard at the moment. Text input 2. So now let's test that out and see if we get an area of 25. So I'm going to enter 5 and I'm going to calculate. Ooh, actually, we need to set text on answer label. So let's try that. 5, calculate. So now you can see our answer is on the answer label. So now we need to do the perimeter. So as you can see, for the perimeter, we need to do 4 times 4. So let's do that. So first thing we need to do, we need to go to set text and add another set text there. And then for the ID, we need to add text input. And then what we need to do is we need to go to math. And because we're adding, we take the add and we put it on text. And on the first one, we're going to type in 4. So let's do 4. 4. And then on the second one, we need to do get number. And we need to do text input. So now let's see. Oops. Actually, I forgot one thing. We need to actually, instead of this, we need to put label 10 because that is where our answer is going to be placed. So now let's try it. 5, calculate. Ooh, we got that a little bit wrong. I think we need to multiply because I forgot to put multiply, so let's do that. Multiply right there. First one we need to add 4. And in the second one, we need to add get number. So, get number. And then for the ID, we need to put text input 2. Let's try now. 5, calculate. Yay, we got it right. So the area is 25 and the perimeter is 20. So I hope that was helpful so you can build your own math app. That was actually really fun. I thought that was fun. I will see you guys next time. If you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe. Bye!